Good morning, welcome back if you follow me, and welcome if you are new. You'll know that I just come on when the downloads come on. You know, there's no point in coming on if there's no downloads coming in. It seems like my downloads are pretty intense these days and they're flooding in one after the other, hence why I'm not ready. So I've just got out of bed and put some comfies on, yeah, showing up all natural, you know, and that's this path. You start to show up the more authentic you, because there's no other way, you know, to show up once you've done this much healing and you've gone into this deepest, darkest cave of yourself and deep, dark depth. You show up authentic. That's this journey. It's leading you to the authentic you. But I'm not on here today to talk about the authentic me. No. It's a twin flame reading. I can feel it. And the messages are coming in, you know, loud and clear. And the song, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, coming through. So I know what this song means, you know. So first I'm going to call in my Ascended Masters, the circle of Ascended Masters to walk with me, that walk with me, you know, throughout my journey, calling them in, calling Archangel Michael and his Blu-ray shield of protection for us all. I'm calling in my angels, my spirit guides, my spirit team, my ancestors, all that co-create with me, who's helped me in my deepest, darkest cave when the energies have got a bit too much, which I'm feeling now. And you know, we're in this portal, the blue moon, so we're in it. We're in the eye of the storm. And in the eye of the storm, there's that chaos, you know, and you can feel it. Can't necessarily see it, but you can feel it. If you feel energies, you can feel this eye of the storm. So in my mind's eye, I can see like a tornado, and I'm in the centre of it, you know, so that chaos. But on this journey, you learn to sit in that chaos. You learn to understand why the chaos is happening. And let that chaos flow around you, you know, and just sit in it. But, you know, energy is energy and it's powerful. It's the most powerful thing. That's all we are, is energy. When you start to understand when that energy is coming in, like now for me, I woke up and I know I've been astral in some way in my sleep. I know that because I feel exhausted. And there's this blue moon, so there's a lot of purging and clearing out and pushing, you know, those boundaries of what you've never done before. You know, there's a lot of going into more of yourself. There's a lot of that happening in this blue moon. We're stepping deeper and deeper into this portal. Probably the deepest I've felt in a long while on this journey. Now I can't say it's going to be the deepest because this journey, you never know. You know, once I entered this cave at the beginning of this moon, this what was hidden behind this moon and the shadow. Once I entered this cave, I didn't know how deep the depth would be. That was 8 years back. I have an idea now, but I still know that I can still be in that chaos, although I'm more balanced in my energies and in my mind and in all of that, you know. I'm not as stuck as I once was before, you know, when I was entering this cave at the very beginning. I'm not as stuck, no. I can see things from a clearer point of view, also that way. Yeah, the energies are high today, I can feel it. And that's this journey. It's a journey of, one day you might feel unstuck, the next day you might feel stuck, like you're hanging from a tree and from your leg upside down again. And then you might see things from a clearer point of view. So yeah, it's a balancing act, you know. When these energies come in to us, like this morning, and I've been off somewhere in the astral, probably with my twin, you know, because the first thing that came through was the twin this morning, and that's going to, you know, that's my deepest soul connection that I'm ever going to feel. That's the reason why I've woke up to this journey. That's the reason, that was a catalyst for me waking up and going into this deep dark cave of myself. That was a catalyst. So I'm going to feel that. That's part of me, you know. So yeah, twin flame reading coming up. And I know that also because I've picked up my book of light codes, and I know what's in that book of light codes. So I'm just going to ask Yeshua and Mary Magdalene to come in and bless this anointed oil. This is a fairly new thing. So it's frankincense and myrrh anointing oil, and that's a remembrance that's returned to me just after I entered the cave in France, the Mary Magdalene cave, the actual cave on planet Earth cave in France. Not my cave, but then again, yeah, I entered this cave physically on Earth, but I was also entering it spiritually, you know. This deepest, darkest cave I've been entering to find my spiritual self, you know, and to balance that self out with the human. So me going into this cave, I was all human, I was all ego, I was all shadow, I was all of that, you know. Yes, I had light, but didn't know how much light I held inside me, not until I went searching for that light. So yeah, in the physical, I found this remembrance returned to me. So as a high priestess of the Mary Magdalene Rose Path, that DNA, you know, that's been rebooted inside of me for doing this work, for going inside my cave, that DNA then rebooted the remembrance of my connection to the rose, the Mary Magdalene Rose Path. And along that way, that rebooted my light codes, my light language, my ancient soul language, DNA, cellular, very, very deep. When you're going into this cave, you're going deep. And the depth of it, I did not know. I know now how deep I was going to go. But, you know, at the beginning of this journey, I was still in my shadows, I was still in the unknown. Things was hidden behind this blue moon. So, a long, long, deep journey of soul searching, introspection, going there, you know, especially if you're a twin flame. Can't speak for others' journeys, but mine's been a journey of a balancing act, you know, balancing my emotions and energies out, also alongside my twins, you know, and deciphering what's mine and what's my twins. It's a balancing act. The twin flame journey is a balancing act, and it's balancing act to start to balance your energies out, so the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies out inside us, what we all have. You learn how to balance these powerful, powerful energies out inside of you when you go into this cave. So that's Mary Magdalene, yeah. So along this path of mine, going inside my cave, I came across a real cave on planet Earth in France. The pilgrimage where Mary Magdalene fled to just after Yeshua was crucified. So she fled there. She got shipped there and she ended up there. And they took her in, and that sacred place became her home. For the last 30 years of her life, she was known to have gone down to the villages and to have taught her teachings, her powerful teachings, what had returned to her, you know, when she entered her cave, her spiritual awakening. So the path I've walked, what was hidden from me behind this blue moon, right, 8 years ago, right at the very beginning, it's the same path Mary Magdalene walked, and Yeshua. So they're telling us, you know, there was human and divine. You know, they didn't start off divine, no, there was human. And they took this journey that I've now walked. And yes, I would say I'm at the end part of the journey. But then I know it's just beginning. So, more to come. And this blue moon, Sagittarius, that arrow, these shifts that I'm feeling, this powerful energy, and it's really powerful today. It's knocking me off, you know, it's unbalancing me a bit. So I needed to come on and do this reading straight away. Well, the spirit was telling me also. So I was getting on my yoga mat, but I know that this blue moon, it's about creativity also. And I know the creativity is revving up, you know. Felt that. So I felt like I've been wound up during this these couple of days. We were just in the portal, and I think it's going into another week into June. I'm not quite sure, but it's going into June for a bit. So I know that this energy is gonna be with us for quite a bit, you know, and there's purging and there's clearing out, and there's old things that you don't want anymore. There's blocks that you're moving through. So, you know, my skin's starting to purge, you know, because your body, it's all connected. Your body, your emotions, your physical, your mental, your spiritual, it's all one big connection. So it's got to go somewhere. So my skin started to flare up yesterday. I know many times I've had it on this path. I'm purging, I'm clearing things out. They're getting my vessel prepared for what's to come, for when I take this quantum leap, which I feel like I'm taking that quantum leap now, you know. I can see that timeline. And yes, feeling very spaced out today, and a bit too much in the 5D, and that can happen when I do the astral projections. You know, I can feel like I need to ground, come back, you know, planet Earth. Yes, I've got to be on Earth as a soul. I know that, you know, I've got to balance the stars and the moon, you know. So the moon, what was hidden behind that moon, I've uncovered so much of it, but I still know there's still so much to uncover, you know. Stars, yeah, I know that, you know, we're made of stars, we're stardust, we're that connection to all, you know, we are one, we're not separated. So I know we have that connection to the earth and the heaven, but I've got to balance that. I've got to I've learned a way to balance that, and you know, by balancing that, then I can feel less unstuck. I can feel more grounded, you know. So I'm just grounding this energy. Tiger's eye, perfect to ground, powerful energy. And by grounding, you're coming back to the now. So I knew if I got on my yoga mat, I wouldn't be able to concentrate, you know, with the songs coming in. With the song coming in, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? And that Blue Moon song also still coming in. Getting many downloads. You don't just have to get one download, you can get many. So ground, you know. I know that when I need to come back to the now, it's about grounding this energy that I'm feeling in my connection. So let's have a look. So it's all going to connect to, do you know the dots? You get that saying, connect the dots. Yeah, it's all going to connect this reading. So it's going to follow on from yesterday's reading, which it has. And yeah, so I've got the automatic writing here. So yeah, the Blue Moon song. I'll get to these in a moment. The Blue Moon song. Yeah, so that came in a few days before the Blue Moon. And I knew that was preparing me for the Blue Moon, you know, and I knew I'd be doing readings during the Blue Moon as well. It's a big, rare Blue Moon, and it's in Sagittarius, and that's fire. So it's going to burn for anything that you don't need anymore. Fire does that, you know. So the Blue Moon, yeah, you saw me standing alone. So that other song, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Yeah, that song, the song that I'm humming now. I need to really ground today. You know that I'm the only one. There's part in that, and it says comparing, beyond compare. That's the twin flame connection. There's no comparison to what you feel in this connection to what you feel in other connections. That doesn't mean to say you don't, the love, you know, is, yeah, well, it is different, totally different. It's a soul connection, whereas your earthly connection, you know, still beautiful, still love, all of that. But this connection's different. And when you're a twin, you know that. It's that knowing. You can't escape it. I've tried many times. They won't let me. That's because it's so intense. You know, at the early stages, when everything's hidden from you, it's intense because you're figuring it out. You're figuring out not only why this connection is not what it used to be. It's changing, you know. In my situation, for 7 years friendship, I was figuring it out. What's happening? But I was also figuring out why I was hearing my angels, why things was coming on board online for me, like my spiritual gifts, my connection to source, why all of a sudden, you know, I could feel energy and I could feel others' energy. I was figuring it out. It was all new to me. You know, yeah, like that song, you know that you're the only one, those lyrics in that, yeah, beyond compare. Can't compare this connection to any other. I can't speak for others, but all I know is it's took me to the deepest, darkest parts of myself. It's took me to the cave, a deep, dark, wintry lonely, isolated cave for many, many years. 8 years, you know, I'm coming out that cave now, I'm merging out, I'm talking about the cave. So I'm out the cave, I'm out the darkest parts, I'm out my shadows. Got my shadows with me still, but they're balanced. And I've also got the light, so I went searching for this light. So that's the twin flame journey. It's that catalyst, it's that mirror to send you into this cave, inside yourself, and to heal all the wounds, the traumas, and bring back fractals of yourself out of this cave. You don't just come out of this cave with nothing, you know, 8 years solid hard work, daily ground, spiritual connection, understanding what's beyond this moon, balancing act, times of being stuck, unstuck, being stuck, unstuck. You don't just come out from this cave with nothing. You're going in there to retrieve parts that was hidden from you in these shadows. And you're going in there to retrieve your light. You know, more of your light. The light you've always had inside of you, but now it's coming into, it's been illuminated how much light you really, really hold inside of you. And nothing compares. That song, nothing compares to you. Nothing compares to this journey. Nothing will ever compare to this journey again in my life. And nothing will ever compare to this connection. Because it's soul. It's shaking your life up. It's breaking you down to break through. Wow, songs are coming in today, and that's another thing I've noticed. My upgrades. Now, physical signs of upgrades, I'm paging, my skin's going through it. Yeah, I'm upgrading. So when you start to wake up spiritually, wake up, you're taking your body from carbon to crystalline. So you when you're in this cave, you're going to merge out crystalline. We are crystalline. You know, that's why we can work with crystals. That's that synergy we have, because we're crystalline. Christ light. And inside that cave, that's what you're retrieving. You're going in there to retrieve that Christ light inside of you that you never knew you had, because it's been hidden. And nothing compares. Nothing will ever compare to this journey. It's just a journey of complete, what's the word, spirit? You can't compare it. Like that song goes, nothing compares to you. Nothing is ever going to compare to this journey I've walked for 8 years. But I know I'm out that cave. I've retrieved my Christ light back. That's why I'm talking about it. Because you can't talk about something and help others if you've not gone into this cave yourself. Just impossible. You can't. So the blue moon. So yeah, blue moon. You saw me standing alone. Yeah, that's the twin flame journey. That blue moon starts to illuminate your shadows and everything that needs healing, and all the wounds and the traumas, and not just yours but your ancestors also, because I can't speak for others on this journey, but I know that I've been breaking down old paradigms for my ancestors and healing their wounds and their traumas and bringing their voice back to them and reclaiming their Christ light for them as well. What they didn't do, you know, what they couldn't do. They was waiting for a soul that was strong enough to do that, and I happen to be the soul in my ancestral line that was strong enough to do that, and my soul chose that. I chose this for this timeline, and yeah, the blue moon, you're standing alone on this journey, in the physical, not in the spiritual. Your twin's right there. That's why you're feeling, that's why you know. It's that knowing. You're together in the 5D. The 3D, you're in and out. You're in and out. And there's reasons for that, you know, because they're your merges. So it's like you're being rewired, every merge. Rewire. Go back out again. Needs more healing. Because you can short circuit each other as well. It can be too much. It's intense. Nothing compares to this journey, this connection. So you can, what's the word? Just said the word. This is this moon. Short circuit. Yeah, I can see the short circuit in my mind's eye. Short circuit each other if it's too much, you know, and there's more healing. And then you come in and that merge. And our last meeting, that was a merge for me to really, really balance this connection out. And when you balance this connection out, I mean balance yourself out. There was still more work to be done, you know. So I didn't think I could go any deeper, but I did go deeper. I am deeper. But starting to understand, you know, the separation, the merges, and the why they happen. And it's for more transformation, it's for more healing, and it's to stabilise this beyond compare connection. It's to stabilise that, because for you to come in physical union on this earthly realm, completely, you have to stabilise these two energies. So we can't be doing that, you know. These energies, the divine feminine energy, the divine masculine energy, that's got to be completely balanced. Like these scales, completely balanced. And that's when you can become whole. You know, you are one, you're one soul, two bodies. But that's when you can become one in the physical. You know, when you are one, when you are whole, when you are balanced. That's the key to this journey, is your cave, inside your cave, to find your balance, to find your love, to find your strength, to find your confidence, to find your voice. That then, you know, that's your balance, your divine feminine energy, divine masculine energy. Then that's the key to bringing this union into the physical and going on the mission together. What you planned all along before you came here. So the blue moon, yeah, it seems like you're standing alone, but you're not. And I know that. And separation's the illusion, you know. So everything that was hidden behind this blue moon 8 years ago. For, you know, what was hidden from me, I've recovered now, so I know that I've been under an illusion, you know, all along. The earthly realms had me under this illusion, thinking that everything that I was meant to think and act like, and the programming was the way, you know. No, I know better now. Now I'm more balanced, and I can see behind that illusion, the veil. So yeah, so I put the next line, without a love of my own. So this line, was me at the very beginning of my journey. It was a journey back to self, never about romance. That was a confusion of this journey, you know, because you that powerful magnetic pull to another that you can't compare, and things that are out of your control, spiritually, physically, emotionally, it has you stuck, you know. You're like, what's going on? Like, why? What? This ain't real. Surely this is not real. This can't be real. It is real. And you have to have time to get unstuck, you know, and to balance and understand what's going on in this journey for you to really stop the doubts as well. You know, if you doubt this journey, you're a twin flame. The doubts are supposed to be there, and the doubts are for a reason, you know, because it's beyond compare. So you're going to doubt this journey. You'd not be human if you didn't doubt it, you know, because you're gonna, you know, because all of a sudden you catapulted into this world of the unknown, but not of this world, of the world beyond this world, you know, that you can't see, but you can feel. You feel something calling you, and you hear things calling you, and your spirit team are calling you, and your twins calling you, even if they're not in the same room with you, they're still calling you, and you're like, what's going on? So you're going to have doubts. It's natural to have doubts. If it's in there, the doubts, you can't doubt this journey because it's just too surreal, you know, the signs, synchronicities, the amount of messages I get, downloads daily, you know, the spirit guides, spirit teams, angels. Yeah, you can't doubt that. At first I was like, oh, it'll go away. It's just a phase I'm going through. No, it's never gone away. It never will go away. And I've had to realise that it's part of who I am. You know, it's always meant to happen. Yeah, I've took a fresh take on it. Especially when I went to the cave in France, Mary Magdalene Cave. That was that different perspective altogether, that shift that I needed to truly balance out my energies, that shift that I needed to bring home with me and to talk about, to help others. But yeah, the shift for me, you know, to fully anchor this non-comparable, you know, connection into the physical, you know, to really anchor down and like, come on, it's mission time, Ellie. You've got a job to do here. You ain't come here to play. Come here to wake up when the time was right, all predestined, and mission time. Earth needs you. That's what you came here to do. I need to be. And I remember the conversation I had many years ago when I was still behind this mum, figuring this journey out, still stuck. Words was just flowing out of me, and I remember saying, I can't explain it, but I'm here to help others, and so are you. But not just me. So I'm here to help others, to help heal others, not heal others, but help others find their healing inside themselves. And you too, but not just on my own. We're here to do something together. And there's been like conversations like this throughout the years. I've wondered, where's that coming from? It's coming from a place inside of me, outside of me. I don't know where it's coming from, but it just flows out of me. And, you know, I can remember that conversation plain as day. And many others as well that we've had once we've merged and then we've separated. And then we've merged and then we've separated. Yeah. It's a journey of that, you know. and that's because the healing, the depth that you go to. If it was just a normal friendship connection, and there'd be no depth to it, you know, because I don't have this with all my other friendships. I never had this connection with my other friends, you know. You can't compare it to others because it's not of this world. It's soul, spiritual. It's a divine connection of the highest light, you know. So it says, yeah, so I said that was me at the beginning of this journey. It was a journey back to self, and I never about romance. Not for me. For others, might be. Not for me. I figured that out, you know, because I was like, why am I feeling this magnetic pull? Why can't I stop thinking about this friend? I've left other friends in the past, but this one particular, nothing compares. That you know, I've had that song many times as well, and yeah. So it's that connection, you know. It can't be severed, cords can't be cut. It's just impossible. So I realised it was a journey of self-love, healing, and finding a love for your own self. That's what this journey is about, you know. It's a journey back home to yourself. So that cave, yes, dark, cold, wet, wintry, isolated at first, pretty soon becomes to, you start to warm up, you know, and you start to understand why you're in this deep dark cave of isolation on your own. Nobody else getting your journey, understanding your journey, because the cart's your journey. So I knew about loving me. It was about finding that love for me. And once I found that love for me, then I could bring that to others. But I had to find it first. And it took 8 years. Yeah, it was worth it. But so the next, I'm going to stop it there. So this is it part? Forget the parts now. But I'll be back on for part 2 of this blue moon. I can't think today. This is the energies. What was the song that I said before? Come on, Spirit, help me out. I'll be back on once I found. This is the realness of this journey. And if anyone tells you different, they're not on the twin flame journey, because this is the realness. This is the truth. This is what it can do to you. And the moons and all of that. Yeah, it can unbalance you. So I'll be back on for the next part of this. So let's just title this the part 1 of the blue moon. Ellie needs to get balanced journey, because I'm going to go get a dandelion tea, and that then balances me out, and it calms my nervous system, and it also I don't need it these days, because that's the upgrade I'm feeling. I'm going through upgrades. This blue moon, it's an upgrade. But I'm going to go get dandelion tea, and that then is also a connection to spirit. Dandelion tea, you know, it's, yeah, has spiritual benefits to it. But yeah, I need to ground, and I'll be back on for part 2 of this journey of grounding and balancing out with Ellie. I'll speak to you soon.